بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ما أصاب من مصيبة في الأرض ولا في أنفسكم إلا في كتاب من قبل أن نبرأها إن ذلك على الله يسير لكي لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم ولا تفرحوا بما آتاكم والله لا يحب كل مختال فخور. No disaster strikes upon the earth or among yourselves except that it is in a register before we bring it into being. Indeed, that is easy for Allah, in order that you not despair over what has eluded you and not exult in pride over what He has given you. And Allah does not like every self-deluded and boastful person. So just like in trading, investing, or any efforts that you make, whatever you miss out on you were never going to get it. And whatever gains or profits or benefits that you get or receive, you're always going to get them, and no one would be able to take them from you or to prevent you from getting them because they were already meant for you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is the Islamic blockchain. Today, the U.S. Federal Reserve now owns over 20,000 different financial assets. The nation's money printer continues to go broke. So basically, the Federal Reserve prints money, prints dollars, and then they use that to buy stocks and bonds and different things to prop up the markets and to make it seem like it looks good and healthy, but the dollars that are in your pocket are becoming worth less and less. So when you go to the store and bread is $1, then it's $5. It's not because the bread is more expensive. It is because your dollar is worth less. So you have to hedge. You have to make sure that you are protecting yourself with different assets like gold, silver, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. Also, logistics system provider will connect Dutch ports via blockchain. This is important because every single thing you can think of, just like the internet has a hand in every single thing, the blockchain will have a hand in every single thing, and it will be much more powerful and useful than the internet. So if you have the opportunity to work in blockchain or understand it, you really should get on it because it is the new internet, and those people who have a leg up will probably be very, very wealthy. You don't always have to do trading to take advantage of the blockchain, cryptocurrency, and everything that's coming with it. You can take advantage by learning and understanding blockchain technology and working in that field. Absolutely critical to make sure that we are able to do that. Moving on, the reason why we talked about that ayah in the beginning about missing out on things, making sure you don't fret over missing out, because nothing that is meant for you will pass you. And a lot of people are looking at the DeFi, decentralized finance, and how it is a lot of money is being made in DeFi. Most of DeFi is haram for us. We cannot engage in it. We cannot use it because it has to do with borrowing and lending on interest. So we have to be very, very careful. Some DeFi projects are halal, others are definitely haram, but we have to make sure a lot of the ones that are making lots of money, they're haram. And Vitalik Buterin, who was the founder of Ethereum, one of the co-founders of Ethereum, he talked about how the DeFi craze is basically like a Ponzi scheme, and it is. Not to go into too much detail, you can read this article on Blockchain News that discusses it in some detail, but the point is that it's not sustainable. And the things that Allah prevents us from engaging in are usually bad for us personally or for the general population anyway. So this DeFi craze will crash and burn eventually. And some people who have put their money in that will lose. But for us, we're not missing out on anything because we're not able to engage in it, and we shouldn't fret over what we could possibly lose by not being able to take advantage of some of these um, DeFi platforms. Okay, so moving on, we always, before we start any trading, though, we have to look at the price of Bitcoin and the price of Ethereum before we make any moves. So in the last 7 days, Bitcoin's up 2%. It's up 2.5% today. And it is moving a little bit, so probably any coins that you're trading are probably taking a slight hit right now, and they're probably down. But that's something that you have to pay attention to the price of Bitcoin to make sure that you don't enter any trades before you don't enter any trades while the price is going down, unless you are shorting that, unless you take the coins that you have and are selling them to buy them back at a lower price. So Ethereum also has been pumping 11% in the last 24 hours, 17% in the last 7 days. So it's doing really well, and any coins that you're trading against Ethereum probably are getting beat really badly. So let's look at the chart for Bitcoin. Let's get rid of that. Actually, let's look at the chart for Bitcoin. This is on a 4-hour, right? So it's right now it's at 12,019 or so. This box right here is somewhat of a resistance point. If it closes above 12,000 really and stays above, then it's likely to go higher, or at least park there for a little while. So this is what we're looking at right here. It's really exposed inside of this box pretty much on 3-4 hour candles. And this last one, it's trying to. Now, if we look at the resistance point, we put this box down here because we're thinking that possibly it could fall down in here, but it's not looking like it's going to come back in here. And it'll probably, likely, if it can close above and stay up here, then it's likely to go higher, or at least hover here for a little while. So more than likely, we may get Bitcoin to take a breather here, maybe, and then we can look to take some trades in Bitcoin. But right now, Bitcoin is a little bit hard to take some of the coins that we're looking at trading in Bitcoin right now. But we're still going to look at one trade, Polkadot, in which we had traded before. Let's go and look at Ethereum real quick. Ethereum, again, it's Tether, and look at what it's doing. So Ethereum right now is really getting up into the 480 range. It went in the last day, it went from about 430 to 480. So right now, this is a resistance I'm looking at, that if it closes and stays above 480, then maybe it can go higher, but this is where the resistance, where it has hit. So it is, if it were to bounce off here, it could come back down. I doubt it, but this is the next closest resistance point, support, that I think that it could hit. So right now, Ethereum is here. I would say you can, if you want to trade your Bitcoin for Ethereum and take a long trade here, I think it would be pretty safe. If it does fall down, you could always buy more. Ethereum is not a bad coin to hold, so you should be fine either way. But if it closes above 480 and stays above, then you can take a long trade in Ethereum and probably make some good profit. But of course, do your own research. A coin that we have been trading is Polkadot. Now, Polkadot it's new. See, it hasn't had a lot of time on this particular chart on Binance, so we're not sure exactly what it might do. But we do think that it's definitely going to go higher eventually. But it's kind of going sideways now. It has dropped down, but what we're going to look to do is try to add some funds here, because we're in a trade right now, and I'll show you that in a second. I'm going to try to add some funds here, maybe, and then if we get filled, then try to trade it up into this box here. So we could go from It could go from, let's see, if we buy here and try to trade it up into this box, maybe for 6 or 7%. But if it could fall down, if with Polkadot, if it goes from here, if it falls down and closes below this box or somewhere in here, this line that I have put here, then we may, instead of trading against Bitcoin, if it starts to fall, we will take a short position or cover it, that's what they say, and then take it, sell it for Bitcoin, and then see if we can get it to buy it back lower and make some profit that way. But right now, we're going to buy here or set a buy down here around 51,314 Satoshis and see if we can make up the difference up by trading it back up. So let's look at our account here. Right now we're okay. And the last day we made about $60. It's pretty good. So overall we're up about 20% maybe in total portfolio since we started. Ethereum's up 10%, Bitcoin 2.5, Polkadot 1.21. So that's what we have right now. But in our Polkadot trade, we are down right now, and I'll show that in a second. But if we look at the history, of what happened, I took quite a few trades. We won quite a few. There's a few little rinky-dink losses in here. This I had to, this we took the short. I think we went over that. We took a short here. We got closed out at 2%, but Bitcoin went up, so we still made a profit overall. But when we look at some of these other trades, what happened here? Oh, so quick lesson here. What happened here with this loss is that when I went to take the long trade for Ethereum, I had it on smart cover instead of smart trade. So make sure that when you go to, and I'll show it in a second, when you go to making your trades, be sure that you keep in mind what your trading type is set on before you go ahead and enter the trade. So yeah, we lost 36 cents due to a mistake, but I caught it really quick and we got out of it. So, but overall, so lots of green so far. We've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 10. We won't count this little raggedy one here. We can say 9 out of 11, but as long as the wins, and we have to be satisfied with any amount of profit. That's the thing. As long as the wins keep piling up and we don't take too many losses, we're gonna keep making gains. So right now, 9 out of 10, pretty good. Let's go look at our smart trade here that we have right now. We have Polkadot that we are trading, and we looked at Polkadot and we basically, let me show where we're at right now. Right now, we're down 4%. Okay, we're down 4%, and we can add funds. How? If we look at, this is where we bought at 55,045 Satoshis. That's where we entered at, 55,000. Now, we can add funds over here with the add funds button, but where do we want to add funds? If we look at our trading view for Polkadot, we're thinking of adding funds at around 51,000 Satoshis or so. Maybe we'll add it on the blue line, but I think we add here 51,336. Seems like a pretty good way. So 51,336 Satoshis. Why? Because the price is dropping. We're going to put double the amount here. Hopefully that'll bring our average buy price. That will bring our average buy price down, and then we can get out in profit without having to make it all the way back up here. So let's go back to our trading terminal and let's add some funds to this. How do we do that? We have the 3 dots here, add funds. Make sure you put it on limit order. We said 51,336. And how much do we want to add? So we okay, let me X this out before we do that and show how much volume we put in Bitcoin here. So if we look here, we put in 0.018 BTC, which is, let's see, 1.8 million Satoshis. But we say 0.18. That's how much we put in. So we want to double that. So we can put 0.36 or 0.37. Let's make it 0.37 Satoshis. Let's see if we have that much in our account. Limit 51,336.51336, and we said we're going to put 0.37, and here we go. So that's only 10% of what we have. No problem, and hopefully that will allow us to bring our average buy price down. So remember, we bought at around 55. And once we save this, it will show up. We can refresh the screen. It's going to show up here. So this is where it's placed, way down here. So if the price drops, it'll buy in here and it'll bring our average buy price down. And then hopefully we can get out of this trade with a profit at a lower sell point. So here we are. That's with Polkadot. But as far as if we're going to take any more trades, let's think. We probably can take a long on Bitcoin here. Let's go back to Bitcoin real quick since we're already here. BTC on Tether, because we do have some Tether lead. So right now we are hovering in this box. We're trying very hard to stay above 12,000, which looks like we're going to be able to do. So we can take a long position. Let's go to hourly. It looks like we can take a long position, and if it falls down, if it does come down, we're going to use Tether, and then we can buy again if it hits this box and see if we can then do the same thing we did with Polkadot and come out ahead. So let's go to our Tether market. So Tether, we've got $656 in Tether. We're going to buy Bitcoin with that. So scroll down and limit. Right now, it doesn't necessarily matter too much where we enter, because we're looking for, even if it does fall down, we're going to be ready to take our put another buy in. So limit, and this is the price where it's going to buy at. Actually, we can take the price down. Let's go down to 1205, just because I do think it probably will fluctuate anyway. Let's just make a random number there, 1205.17, and that's where we're going to put our limit order in. See if we get filled. How much Tether are we going to use? Let's use 25%, because we may take an Ethereum trade as well, so we don't want to use just 50% and make 2 trades with just Bitcoin, because we might trade some Ethereum as well. But right now we'll trade 25%, and if it falls down, we'll take another 25% and buy in again. So let's set our take profit. Let's see, let's take profit at 5%, and then 0.5% for trailing take profit. Bitcoin doesn't really move a lot like other coins, so it's not really probably not going to be that great of a trailing take profit, but we'll see how it works out. We don't need a stop loss, because we're definitely going to buy more Bitcoin with our dollars if it falls lower, so it's no problem there. So let's create this trade and confirm it, and then it is going to show up here. So we place it here, current price is here, and it should come back down to us. If it doesn't, it's okay because we hold Bitcoin anyway, so it's going up. So we're winning regardless. So we'll update on these two trades in the next video. Thinking about maybe taking an Ethereum trade, but right now Ethereum is being somewhat indecisive. So right now it's at 480 and it's hovering here. So we'll see if it takes a position one way or the other. And if it does, then we'll take a long trade, maybe a short trade, but it's very dangerous trying to short Ethereum right now. So we might just sit still until we can see what Ethereum is going to do. So until next time, إلى اللقاء. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.